Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're here because you've been struggling to get through to Social Security on the phone, sitting on hold for what feels like forever, or you're just curious about how artificial intelligence is about to change the way we interact with government agencies, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into some major news that just broke about the Social Security Administration's historic plan to completely overhaul their phone system using artificial intelligence. This is something that could impact nearly 69 million Americans who receive Social Security benefits, and frankly, it's about time. Before we jump into all the details, I want to ask you for one quick favor. If you find this information helpful and you want to stay updated on Social Security news and other government benefit changes, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and ensures more people can find this important information. Now let's get into what's happening and why this matters so much. So here's the big news. Frank Bisignano, the Commissioner of the Social Security Administration, just announced to CBS News that they're planning to integrate artificial intelligence directly into their phone systems. Now, if you've ever tried calling Social Security, you know exactly why this is such a big deal. The current system is, frankly, a disaster. We're talking about an agency that receives approximately 390,000 phone calls every single day. Let me repeat that: 390,000 calls per day. That's an absolutely staggering number, and the current infrastructure simply cannot handle that volume. The wait times tell the whole story here. As of April, the average wait time to speak to a human being at Social Security was 68 minutes. That's over an hour of your life spent listening to hold music, hoping someone will eventually pick up the phone. Now, to be fair, that's actually an improvement from where they were in January, when the average wait time was 112 minutes, nearly 2 hours. But even with that improvement, we're still talking about waiting over an hour to get basic help with your Social Security benefits. Think about what this means in practical terms. If you're a senior citizen dealing with a benefit issue, if you're disabled and need to report a change in your circumstances, or if you're trying to straighten out an overpayment problem, you're looking at dedicating most of your afternoon to sitting by the phone, hoping to get through. Many people simply can't afford to wait that long. They hang up, the problem doesn't get resolved, and sometimes that leads to benefit payments being stopped or reduced incorrectly. I want to share a personal example that really drives this point home. A few weeks ago, a family member of mine was trying to deal with a Social Security issue. They needed to submit some paperwork and report a change in their living situation. First, they tried to do it online, but the website wouldn't accept their submission. Then they tried to schedule an appointment at their local Social Security office. But here's the thing: you can't actually schedule an appointment online. There's no tab for that on their website. You can't email them either because they don't provide email addresses for customer service. The only option was to call or show up in person. So they called. And they waited. And waited some more. After about 15 minutes of hold music, the system automatically disconnected the call and told them to call back later. This happened multiple times. My family member, who doesn't get around easily anymore, was essentially stuck. They couldn't get help online, couldn't get through on the phone, and couldn't easily travel to an office. This is the reality for millions of Americans right now. This is exactly why Commissioner Bisignano's announcement is so significant. He's calling it a massive technology effort to transform the servicing agenda, and he says the AI integration into the phone system will be completed this year. The goal is to use artificial intelligence to handle routine inquiries, route calls more efficiently, and hopefully get people connected to the help they need much faster. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. We've all had experiences with AI phone systems that were frustrating in their own way. You know the drill: you call a company, you get stuck in an endless loop of press 1 for this, press 2 for that, and sometimes you never get to talk to a real person. But the AI technology being implemented now is significantly more advanced than those old automated systems. Modern AI can understand natural language, handle complex questions, and even learn from interactions to get better over time. The commissioner explained that this is part of meeting beneficiaries where they want to be served. He said if you want to come into a field office, they'll always be there. If you want to meet them on the web, they'll be there. And if you want to meet them on the phone, they'll be there too. But here's where it gets a bit complicated. While they're saying field offices will always be available, we've actually seen some office closures and consolidations in recent years. So while the promise sounds good, the reality is that in-person service is becoming less accessible in many areas. The web option is improving, but it still has limitations. The Social Security Administration announced in March that they would require in-person identity checks at field offices for new and existing beneficiaries, with only limited exemptions. This means even if you want to handle things online, you might still need to make that trip to a physical office at some point. That's why the phone system improvement is so crucial. For many people, especially those with mobility issues or those living in rural areas far from Social Security offices, the phone is their primary way of accessing services. If AI can help reduce those 68-minute wait times to something more reasonable, it could be a game changer. But let's be realistic about what we're looking at here. Any major technology implementation comes with growing pains. When Social Security rolls out this AI system, there's going to be an adjustment period. There will likely be bugs to work out, situations where the AI doesn't understand what someone is asking for, and times when people get frustrated and demand to speak to a human being. The key is going to be making sure the AI is smart enough to recognize when it needs to escalate a call to a real person and that there are still enough human agents available to handle complex cases. The timing of this announcement is also worth noting. This is happening under the new administration's push for government efficiency. Elon Musk has been vocal about the fact that the United States government wastes hundreds of millions of dollars every year on inefficient phone services and customer service operations. From that perspective, implementing AI makes both financial and practical sense. It could potentially save taxpayer money while actually improving service quality. Here's what this could mean for you as a Social Security beneficiary or someone who might need to contact them in the future. If the AI implementation goes well, you should start seeing shorter wait times when you call. The AI should be able to handle routine requests like checking your benefit amount, updating your address, or answering basic questions about your account. For more complex issues, the AI should be able to gather your information and route you to the right human specialist more quickly than the current system does. However, I want to prepare you for the reality that this transition might not be smooth sailing from day one. New technology implementations in large government agencies often have hiccups. You might encounter situations where the AI doesn't understand your specific situation, or where the system has technical problems. My advice is to be patient during this transition period, but also to be persistent if you need help with something important. One thing that concerns me, and I want to be honest about this, is the long-term implications for human customer service. While AI can handle many routine tasks, Social Security issues can be incredibly complex and personal. People dealing with disability claims, survivor benefits, or overpayment disputes often need the empathy and problem-solving skills that only a human can provide. I hope that as Social Security implements this AI system, they don't use it as an excuse to reduce their human workforce too dramatically. The bottom line is this: the current phone system at Social Security is broken, and something needs to change. If AI can help the 390,000 people who call every day get faster, more efficient service, then that's a good thing. But we need to watch this implementation carefully to make sure it actually improves the experience rather than creating new frustrations. So what should you do right now? First, if you have any Social Security issues that need attention, don't wait. Try to handle them before the AI system is fully implemented, just in case there are transition problems. Second, familiarize yourself with the online services that are already available at sa.gov. Many routine tasks can already be handled online, and that might be your best option during the transition period. Finally, keep watching for updates on this AI rollout. Commissioner Bisignano says it will be completed this year, so we should start seeing changes in the coming months. I'll be following this story closely and will update you as more information becomes available. This is a significant change that could affect millions of Americans, and it's important that we all stay informed about how it develops. That's all for today's update. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more Social Security and government benefit news. Have you had trouble getting through to Social Security on the phone? Let me know about your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.